Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. How do you assess someone's level of intelligence and knowledge? Well, the best way is not what other people say about that person, but is listening to what that person says. That's the easiest way. Give that person a chance to talk, to speak, to express his opinions on something, because when you hear a person giving his assessment or opinion, you know how that person processed that information and what knowledge, what information he's got about the subject. So you kind of know how much that person knows and about the subject and how he uses his intelligence, his method of thinking in order to bring and put forth his opinions, his conclusions. And that's a good way to express and to find out, as I said, if a person is politically inclined to support a certain cause, or simply has preferences. And when you have preferences or you have ideologies, you tend to ignore the other side in order to make your point, and then or you don't even know the other side because you're in a bubble with your knowledge, and then you repel any other information that would contradict your already stated and desired outcome in the issue. It's the best way to see that is when these guys, the people in charge of our lives and our continent and civilization nowadays, when they make statements regarding certain important issues that you might know something about. Not necessarily you know more than they do, but you know your little bracket over there, you are good at it, you know deep. Because knowledge is like this and is like that. So that's like knowledge that you have about subjects, a lot of subjects, but you have a little knowledge, or you don't have enough, but you enough. When is enough? It never is enough. Always you have to find out more. But I'm talking you don't know too much, too deep. But then there are certain subjects where you know about the little subject very deep, that a lot of information going down. So a good example is, for instance, in the intelligence services or in the military, you have to be precise. You have to be as precise as possible with your terms that you use when you express some information or some opinion or assessment. Because that has a great impact on other people, states, and you know how it goes. So you can't just be very vague about certain things unless you want to be vague because you hide something. I understand that one, but in this case, when you use certain terms, you can't use euphemisms or you use synonyms that are a little bit further from the real meaning of what you want to express. So I'm going to give you an example. So let's say you are in the military and you want to tell, because it's about the UK defense minister, and I think he's just, I would fire him yesterday. This is let's say you want to say Mike or Michael who is going to walk to that green house across the street, let's say, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the information is Mike. You know exactly who that Mike is, right? And then walk, that means he's going to use his both legs. He's not going to be hopping or anything. He's going to be walking. You know the method of transportation. You know the individual is going to go to the location, which is a greenhouse in this case. And in that greenhouse, you can give the address if you know it. That's even better. We have 3 points: subject, method of transportation, location where that is going to get. Clear and nice. If you have more information, provide it. Now, it's a different story than you would say an organism will move to a venue or a location. It's so far away from what exactly you want to express. And imagine you have this in the army. So you want to tell a platoon, order a platoon to go and take that route. You know exactly what platoon, you know exactly who's in charge, you know the exact number, you know the exact who's what, where, and so on. How they're going to get to the location, what's the location, and what they're supposed to accomplish there. You have to be very precise. Otherwise, hey, you know what, guys, a bunch of guys we're going to just get to somewhere over there in the field and take care of stuff. It's the same thing. Some will go somewhere and take care of something. Now, why am I making all this is because I have this Ben Wallace, I think it's a UK Secretary of Defense, who I think he's a he's very political, and he's giving information, or he's talking about certain things without paying attention at the meaning of the words he's using. And it's very important because his words have meaning and are very important, not because he's an important organism. He is by his position, but he tells me, because I've been watching this guy for some time, he is below 86 IQ, and I'm sorry, he has a lot of power. So let's see what this guy is saying, and we're going to analyze what he said. This article comes from the Republic World from today, yesterday, August 12, 2022. And UK Defense Secretary says Russia is now, and I'm quoting, unlikely to ever succeed in occupying Ukraine. Ukraine, remember, when you say like this, you refer to Ukraine, the country, Ukraine. You don't say eastern side of Ukraine or anything like that. Now, UK Defense Secretary Ben Wallace, that's this genius's name, said on Thursday that Russian President Vladimir Putin is now unlikely to succeed in occupying war-torn Ukraine. Now, let's see. He said this is unlikely. Okay, that's an assessment. You don't have a certainty. That's good. Good wordage. That's nice. And then you say success in occupying Ukraine. All right, Ben, can you tell me one statement made by, in this case, Vladimir Putin, saying that he wants to occupy the whole Ukraine? Because you said Ukraine, you didn't say Eastern Ukraine, or you didn't say anything else. Ukraine. I'm waiting. He can't find it because there's none. So he says something, he picked the wrong words, because in this he implies in his statement, for a person who just reads it, just an average Joe. Hey, why? So what? So Russia wanted to occupy the whole Ukraine? Why would they want to do that? Those criminals. Oh, if they want to occupy the whole Ukraine without any reason, right? Who gives them the right to occupy the whole Ukraine? The Ukraine. We'll use his term. Ukraine. Why do they want to occupy Ukraine? Well, if they want to occupy Ukraine, it goes without saying that, the next move is going to be Poland. Might be Poland. The Hungary, that dictator, right-winger, will let Putin just move along over his territory, and it's going to go further, right? And then he's going to stop the Russian army, and Putin is going to go to Lisbon, right? He's going to go over there, and going to go to Portugal. He's going to go to the Atlantic Ocean and have some Portuguese good wine. That's what they're going to do, right? Yes. If you talk like Wallace, yes, that's the exact consequences of what Putin says or wants. But is it true? No. That's how this guy, who I don't know how he was appointed. I don't know. I know how he was appointed. He kissed a lot of butt. He made a lot of connections. He did what he was supposed to by other people more important than him. He had connections, and that's how he got over there. No, he went through military. Well, if he went to military, he talks like that, then the UK military is in bad shape. So this is what we're dealing with. For me, this guy is a weasel, and if he does that, I don't think he had any. If his goal is to misinform, like create the illusion that the Russians actually will want to take the whole Europe, yes, he's very not smooth, but he's direct, and so he's doing a very good job if he wants to misinform us and to create this illusion that the Russians actually want to take the whole Ukraine, and then that just goes without saying they're going to move westward until they get to what? To Atlantic, and then beyond, until they go back and they're going to kiss their ass coming from Vladivostok after they conquered North America. Stupidity is omnipresent, is everywhere, and it doesn't cost. It's for free. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.